Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the good life.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Good Life Friday, and I just want to let you know we're going to open your minds, heart, and soul because it's inspirational. And what was really inspirational last night was that game against the Falcons. I don't know if y'all were listening, but to the show yesterday, but everybody voted against them. But you know who was for the Saints? Me, because that's the good life. Opening your mind and living differently in the world. And you never know. You can always have a turnaround. If that wasn't inspirational for you, that today can be a new day, maybe it is. It's your day, so let's take it, let's embrace it, because that's what we're going to do today. Our special guest for today is Monica Pierre. She will be here after the break. She is an Emmy Award-winning journalist, author, and motivational speaker, performer, and everything else. She is in New Orleans. She's all over the region and the world, and so she's going to be here to open your mind to living differently in the world so you live the good life. But, of course, we always start the Good Life Fridays with one of the NPN organizations. So thank you, Timbaland, for inviting them here today. We're really excited because we have Be Legacy. And you're like, Be Legacy. What is that about? Well, we're about to tell you. NPN acts as a fiscal agent for certain organizations, including Son of a Saint. I know y'all heard about Sonny and all the great things that he does. And they're in a process in different organizations that are in a process of getting their 501c status. And, you know, they really help build them. And these organizations, you know, applying for grants, and NPM really kind of does a little bit of hand-holding and walks them through the process so they can live the good life, too. So that's why we want to introduce you to some of these organizations because, you know, hand in hand, we can all live the good life. So I have Be Legacy in the studio with me today. I have Kelly Solney, founder, to my left, and I have Samanda Ford, president, to my right. So, ladies, welcome to the good life. I am so excited to have you here.
Thank you
for having us. Can you give me a little bit of information about Be Legacy? I was talking to Kelly a little bit before, and when she told me, you know, how passionate she was about it and how it was actually started, I was like, our listeners really need to hear this. So give me a little bit about exactly why you started the foundation.
I started the foundation, so I live in New York, and I was actually looking to join a nonprofit, something where I can give my time in New York, and I just couldn't find anything that I really feel like I could relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And education and for women in particular is very, very important to me. So basically, I was like, you know what, I'm going to just start my own thing. And I went to Xavier Prep, so I know the product.
XU Prep. And you didn't even know this. My dad graduated from Prep, and so did like a host of my aunts and uncles.
Yes.
Right.
The legacy is deep.
Yeah, they had their 100th year.
Yes, the centennial.
You know, their centennial this year, so it's a great time to have you here and just to bring more attention to Prep. So go ahead.
So I called Samanda, and I was like, I think I just want to start something at Prep, a mentorship program. Samanda graduated the year after me, and so, you know, we've all been friends because that's what Prep does, basically. Your high school friends become
friends forever.
Are your lifelong friends. And then we called the rest of our friends, and it really just came out of that. And this will be our 4th year this year doing it.
Absolutely. But it's really interesting because they have a lot of, you know, alumni situation, or I don't want to say it, but a lot of alumnus that don't go back and, you know, give back. And I think it says a lot to the school that you all decided to go back and reach back to these young ladies.
I think Be Legacy pretty much made us who we are, or Prep made us who we are. It taught us how to live our life, how to achieve goals, how to go after what we wanted. So it was just right for us to make sure that it kept that legacy, that, you know, and that's where Be Legacy came from, to make sure that they knew to keep striving and keep pushing because you can achieve greatness.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and we wanted to, not to brag on my friends, but all my friends are doing
brag
great
away.
things.
Y'all graduated from Prep. Brag away.
All my friends are doing great things, and so we wanted to make sure that the younger generation saw that. Like, this will be you in 10 years.
Right.
So it just made sense.
This is the foundation, and this is where, you know, this is how you live the good life. We're examples of what you can do when you leave here. So make sure you take full advantage while you're here.
And we always said that we never had a program like this that kind of told us what to expect. You know, once a Catholic school, of course, you know, they teach you values, they teach you religion and everything. But we didn't know what to expect really when we got to college. So we're kind of there to tell them that and to kind of give them, you know, some real life experiences. You know, let them know. Look,
our mantra is we want to be the class we wish we had in high school.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. No, true. That is so true.
That's ultimately what we strive to do.
So give me a little bit of an idea of exactly what the program entails.
Okay, so it's a 6-month program, and we pretty much run along the school year. So when the school year opens, that's when we open. So the girls have to meet with us once a month. That's mandatory. They can only miss one session, so they can only miss 1 out of 6. And we have Girl Talk workshops. So it's a 3-hour program. The first 2 hours is the workshop where we cover everything from financial literacy to personal branding.
Yes.
To social
personal
media
branding.
management.
Girl, aren't you glad that we didn't grow up on social media?
Absolutely.
I'm so happy. I didn't grow
But
up.
somebody
But
really
this is
needs
their
to explain
world.
that,
Yeah.
right?
So that's always a hot topic.
Right, but how you brand yourself says a lot, and what you put on social media, that's your brand.
It's everything, and that's forever. Those pictures out there
Forever. Right.
And then the last hour, we serve them lunch. And that's just because me and my friends love to go out and kind of catch
from New
up.
Orleans.
Yeah,
We like
and
to
we
eat.
all live in different places, so we all like to, whenever we're all in town, we like to go out for dinner and just catch up on everything. So we wanted to kind of recreate that with the program. So we always serve them lunch, and I try to serve them like real food. Like I try not to do pizza. I try to like get someone to cook, or we get it catered or what have you, and just sharing over a nice meal. So Girl Talk is just the free floor where they can talk about whatever they want.
And they know that it stays between us. So
Yeah, exactly. So prep has been great. We're working with us, so no parents are allowed. Faculty's not in there. It's just us and the girls.
So basically, they have a safe, secure place to
To
express their
say
feelings?
whatever, and
Imagine that.
Right.
What a concept. And especially for young girls. And I will tell you this. I have a son who's 11, and, kind of, I'm one of 3 girls, so seeing a different dynamic and seeing kind of the opposite side of it. And I don't want to say this, and maybe it's kind of mean, but I've seen, sometimes girls are mean to each other around that age.
Absolutely.
And it makes me sad. Like, it's really unfortunate. And, being able to express that and kind of get that out, and you kind of have like
but you know what?
a release.
We really haven't had much
Mean girls.
drama. Yeah, it's always fun. I mean, it's like we have fun, and whenever we have guests, they always say the same thing. I did not expect to have this much fun.
Really?
They love the girls. They love just getting to know them. And for whatever reason, we attract really great girls with great personalities.
We always get like the
you
student
attract what
council
you are,
president.
right?
Absolutely. Even the quiet ones tend to come out after
Yeah.
we've worked with them for a while, and
Right.
we just love all of them. And even with the girls that because we always keep up with them and what they're doing and everything. So most of our girls that are a part of B Legacy have gotten like the most scholarships at prep.
Wow.
So that's something great that we feel like, we definitely want everyone to be a part of.
Right.
And we keep in touch with them all through college.
Yes.
I was about to say, how long do you stay in touch with them through college?
Hopefully
until,
forever, yeah.
And hopefully
Until they
that,
get sick
it'll
of
be a
us.
cycle.
Right.
And they'll
Exactly.
come back
Well,
and join the
with
organization.
me being local, and even some of the girls, like, they'll go visit Kelly in New York, and then me being local, I try to stay. She always laughs at me because I'll go to their games, their volleyball games and things, just so that they see that a familiar face is there and that we really mean what we say. Like, we want to be big sisters, but we also want to be mentors at the same time. So we want to give them someone who's supporting them at all times.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness, this is amazing. I'm just like, how can we help, grow the organization? Because I think sometimes, we always focus on our young men, but girls need to know that they're loved. They need to know their worth. They need to know, to respect themselves, because that's how, you're going to get respect. And so what your organization is so important. If somebody wanted to get involved, how can they do that?
They can email B Legacy Prep, so that's BEELEGACYPREP.com, so BeLegacyPrep.com. Me and Samantha will respond to them immediately.
At gmail.com.
At Gmail, what did I say?
.com.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's at Gmail.
We're getting it.
And so BeLegacyPrep.com.
BeLegacyPrep.com.
I keep saying that. BeLegacy at Gmail.
BeLegacy
Prep.
at...
No. BeLegacyPrep at gmail.com.
There we go. BeLegacyPrep at gmail.com.
Yes. And on Instagram, Be Legacy Prep. And we'll have the email on there if they want. Because a lot of people work through Instagram now, which is really crazy. So BeLegacyPrep at gmail.com or BeLegacyPrep on Instagram.
There we go. BeLegacyPrep
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes.
BeLegacyPrep Instagram. I'm going to say it 3 times.
Oh.
BeLegacyPrep Instagram. 3
That locks
times
it
it
in.
locks it in.
Yes.
There you go. So you already know where I
Yes.
was going with that. Is there a special story that you can give us, without giving a particular name of, maybe one of the girls that have really touched your heart that you've seen her grow or come out of her shell?
We know who.
There's so
Well,
many.
I'm going to say her name. I know.
Yeah, no
It's
names, no names,
It's
no
a
names.
lot of them.
Well, that's a good thing
Yeah,
that you have
that's
so many to
It's a
choose
great thing.
from.
Just some that were, when we first started, that were very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I have to deal with them one-on-one as far as, because we actually do a silent auction at the final retreat. So during the season, we give them what are called Be Legacy Bucks for participation. So I'm the keeper of the Be Legacy Bucks. So I get the calls and the emails about.
She manages the bank.
Yes, I manage the bank. So they want to know if they qualify for the retreat. And on the retreat, we have great gifts like iPads and tickets to Jazz Fest. So. Yeah, so
I'm keeping up with my credits
yes.
because I'm making sure I'm friends with the banker.
Right. And the girl who was actually the valedictorian this year, and I guess now I just gave it away. In the beginning, she was just really, really quiet. Now she's been there with us since her first year at prep.
Mm-hmm.
So she's always been very quiet, didn't talk much, and you would think, very intelligent, very outgoing. However, at the end, she would always be struggling with her Be Legacy Bucks because she didn't talk much. So just dealing with her, but for whatever reason, between the second to last and the last meeting, she would just talk the entire time because she's like, I have to be on this retreat.
Right.
And so it was just always great to really see that. And we never realized that she had never missed a meeting.
Mm.
So that, to hear the girl.
Like over the years.
Yeah, over the years.
Yeah.
Never.
Wow.
Like the entire time. And she was in all 4 years.
She was like, I'm going to be on this retreat.
Yes. And then to just hear the girls call us about stuff, because we do have a male panel once a year, which the girls love, where we do speed dating, like they do speed dating with the guys, so they'll know how to talk to guys.
Yes.
Because that's what, you get a little intimidated sometimes thinking that young girls will talk to older guys, but we make sure that the guys are really, men who are trying to help them. And, we just want them to know how to talk to a male.
Right.
At the end of the day, because that's what helps them to
Yes.
grow.
Right, exactly. And
just
be secure when they do it. Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hearing them say when they got to college, stuff that a guy told them would happen happens. And
Right.
they were able to,
To be like,
forewarn them.
Right, exactly.
Keep moving.
Exactly. When you're forewarned, it makes a difference.
Yes.
And, especially, everybody doesn't have the luxury of having, a male in their life.
Absolutely.
So you giving them that, that little nugget of information to stick in their pocket. And when it comes true, they're like,
Yes.
And because, my dad gave me little nuggets. And I'm like, my daddy told me don't go for the okie doke. You're trying to slide me one. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it.
My dad said all men were bad, so. I need it.
Well, we are so excited. And one more time, if someone wanted to get involved and, help Be Legacy, reach out to more young women, how can they do that?
BeLegacyPrep@gmail.com. On Instagram, Be Legacy Prep. And we also have a GoFundMe account that we start basically because, of course, it's fully funded by us. Mm-hmm. So we always are looking for people who want to invest and help out just to make sure that.
And especially with the centennial year of, prep, all of you preppers out there, support this organization. If the alumni don't support it, then who's going to support it?
Absolutely.
So once you show up and show out, then more people are like, oh, okay. So all you preppers out there, I know y'all are listening. This is how you can support. You have a GoFundMe page. What's the page?
Yes, GoFundMe.com/Be Legacy Prep.
Right. There you go. And it's
just Be Legacy.
Just Be Legacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's BEE Legacy.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's important. Yes. It's B.
Like B, like zzz, like y'all be.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
yes. So just to get a little bit back to NPM, how did you get involved with NPM? Like, you decided to start an organization. You're like, you know what? I need a little help. So.
You know what? Sonny from Son of Saint.
Oh, really?
Actually, I was talking to him one day, and I was telling him about our program, and he connected me with someone at NPN.
Shout out to Timbaland.
Yeah, exactly. And it really just spawned from there. And they were literally about to cut off applicants, and we had to rush our application in like 48 hours. But thank God we got accepted, and it's been a great
So how has your experience been with NPN?
Awesome. Just really great people just trying to help. And that's the thing you don't get very often. You have a lot of people who want to, tell you, okay, go do this, and this. But they actually, lay it out for you and really want to help us. And with us having busy lifestyles, it's really great to have somebody to kind of do that legwork.
Right.
Yes.
Right,
So,
exactly.
And, Timbaland is great, and she definitely holds our hands the way we need to be held, because doing nonprofit work is hard. It's because it's not a product per se, where you just put it on the shelf and sell it,
Exactly.
So in terms of getting our 501c3 and everything, which we are working to do, she's just been great in terms of just resources,
right,
and just teaching us the step-by-step process to do it. And look, she got us on the radio.
Right. But think about that. It's the same thing that you do for the girls. You reach back and you have your hand and you're guiding them so that they can blossom and be their own woman. Well, NPN does that with nonprofit organizations. She holds your hands for a little while and she lets you grow and blossom. So I want to thank NPM. This is our favorite segment during the week. Yeah, timeline. I'm just playing. And I want to thank B Legacy for being here. And I will put your information on my social media as well. So that's TGL Radio Show on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, The Good Life Radio Show. We will be right back with Miss Monica Pierre. And if you don't know her, make sure you stay tuned because you will when we get back. This is Eileen. This is Good Life Friday, and stay tuned.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roots?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh for my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's RINGLETTS.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
L&R Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today.
Eric Caulfield represents a new kind of leadership for the state Senate. He's honest, independent, dedicated to public service, and his qualifications are impeccable. Eric is a Morehouse man, graduating Phi Beta Kappa and earned his master's and PhD degrees from MIT. He was appointed by President Barack Obama to serve as a White House Fellow and served as Chief Policy Advisor to former Newark Mayor Cory Booker. He's an urban planner, scientist, inventor, loyal Democrat, and today a candidate for the Louisiana State Senate. Eric's work for President Obama here in New Orleans resulted in $4 million in construction jobs, street improvements, housing for nearly 70 homeless New Orleanians, and a renewed commitment to helping the people he wants to serve.
That is why I went into government, to get things done. I'm Eric Caulfield, and I'll bring a new kind of leadership to the state Senate.
Vote for Eric Caulfield, number 41, State Senate, District 4. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Eric Caulfield.
Sick and tired. We're all sick and tired of Bobby Jindal cutting our schools, keeping tens of thousands from getting health care while he runs for president. That's why so many of us are voting for Democrat John Bell Edwards. John Bell Edwards is the only candidate for governor who supports an increase in the minimum wage, who voted for equal pay for women, and John Bell stood up to Bobby Jindal when he attacked our hospitals and universities. David Vitter and the Republicans all oppose even a small minimum wage increase and equal pay for women. They would be just like Bobby Jindal, and we can't have that. Election Day is Saturday, October 24th. Early voting starts October 10th and goes through October 17th. If you are sick and tired of Bobby Jindal, vote for Democrat John Bell Edwards. Paid for by Louisiana Families First, not paid for or authorized by any candidate or candidate committee.
Life happens, and when you need medical attention, quality and accessibility of care are most important. Bossy Medical provides urgent care, physicals, and primary care. Bossy welcomes most insurances, Medicare and Medicaid, and also accepts currency. For your convenience, we're open till 10 p.m. and appointments can be made through our website, www.bossy.com. That's BAUSEY.com, or call 577-2258. Bossy Medical, 577-2258, 8070 Crowder Boulevard.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on The Good Life Friday, and you know I like to warm your heart and soul and give you a little bit of inspiration for your day and for your weekend. I am so excited about this show. I have been excited since Monday because I was looking for inspiration, and I was looking for a little bit of information on how to grow my show and like what steps to take. So I was discussing it with my sister, and she said, you know who you should talk to? Monica Pierre. And I was like, duh. And just to give you a little background, I went to St. Monica's Catholic Church, and Monica Pierre went to church there too.
Yep.
And so I remember sometimes she would, do the readings at church, and I would listen to her, and I was like, oh, her voice is so cool. And then she was on the radio, and she'd be doing all these things, and I just thought you were so cool. So now that I'm in radio, I'm like, I'm attempting to follow in some of your footsteps. So you were the perfect person. She, took me in and she sat me down and we had a conversation. And I was like, this is really the way that I want to grow. So I want to thank you so much for sitting down and taking that time with me. And that's what The Good Life is about. I talk to people on the radio every day about, who are those 5 people around you? And if you want to do something and take that jump, you have to talk to people who know more than you do. So obviously you're one of those persons in that arena. So thank you so much for being here. I am literally so excited. And if you don't know, Miss Monica Pierre is an Emmy award-winning journalist, author, motivational performer. She is the CEO of Pierre Principal Communications. She's a producer and a host on like 6 radio stations. I can go on and on and on. And she's like, nah. But yes, but you deserve it. I think you're amazing.
Oh,
phenomenal.
Thank you.
That's my word.
Phenomenal. I like the cool. I'm
like
cool.
cool?
I like cool too. Eileen, first of all, thank you so much for having me on The Good Life. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor. And I remember, of course, you were the last one of the group, but the Carters were always such a beautiful family going to St. Monica. And congratulations to you and to your sisters and your dad and your mom for all that you've done to inspire people throughout the years in your various arenas.
Well, thank you so much. I'm really excited. And, the family as well. I feel like your family sort of as well. I'm like, I'm so excited about this. And just to give our listeners a little bit of an idea, I like to let them know how people got started, because everybody thinks, everybody just kind of made it. Everybody does, but there's a path there that took them through that. Everybody kind of had to trudge a little bit. So what was your path to getting, into radio? How did you decide to get into radio? Was somebody like, you have a great voice?
Oh, no, not even close. I had a Cajun sounding voice. I'm from Southwest Louisiana, a town called Church Point, Louisiana, where we all sound like Bobby Hebert.
Really?
No matter what you look like, you sounded like Bobby Hebert. But I really wanted to be an actress. That was my very first job. joy. I don't know where that came from, but I could always see myself acting in movies, on stage. And as a little girl, I'd watch the Emmys or I'd watch the Grammys, and I had my acceptance speech already prepared. And of course, I was always winning for my dramatic roles. I would have a deathbed scene, the whole 9 yards. And we were the first in our family to go to college on my parents. So I thought that I should not major in theater. So I majored in education, and I said, okay, because we love our teachers, the nuns, we love all the people who were there doing that. And I was sitting in class at the ULL, which was USL at the time, and I'm going, I don't want to be a teacher. So I changed my major, but I didn't know to what. So I have finally a course catalog. I'm going through it. I end up on the P's, and I see the word psychology, and I'm thinking, I don't know what that is, but that sounds awesome. Right. I want to be that. So I changed my major, and I'm sitting in class, and we're learning about, Pavlov's dog and the whole thing, and I'm bored out of my mind. I'm going, is this it? When do I get to help people? So I changed my major again. Right. But now to what? So a friend of mine, Myra Jolivet, I always call her name, and she said, look, I'm going to the campus radio station. Do you want to come with me? Wow. And I said, well, I'm not studying. I'm in between majors, of course. So Eileen, she sits down at a studio at the campus radio station. She puts her headphones on. She uses her beautiful ebony fingers. She turns on the button for the microphone and says, you are listening to KRVS in Lafayette, Louisiana. I am Myra Jolivet. And I did exactly what you're doing. My eyes got big. Right. My mouth open, gaping open. I go, oh, I want to do that. I wanna do that. And that's how it started. So I changed my major for the third time and got into it. But here was the issue. As I started to do and turn in my assignments, I would get critiques. Inarticulate, poor pronunciation, voice needs a lot of work. Wow. Remember, we all sounded like Bobby Hebert. Right. Bobby, I love you if you're listening. Right.
And it works for sports sometimes.
It works for certain people.
Right.
It does work. And I said, but I can't keep changing my majors. My father was threatening to take me out of school and put me back in the sweet potato patch. Right. So,
you were like, I got to make this
I got to find something. So I said, what would I have to do? So as if God or angels or something, I found a raggedy tape recorder, and I started to tape my voice. You know what I discovered?
What did you discover?
My professor was absolutely right. Inarticulate, poor pronunciation, my voice needed a lot of work. Wow. So I set out to change and alter my voice. I was still Monica, but there were things that I needed to do to have a more professional broadcasting sound. And I worked on it, and I changed it.
Obviously it worked. Exceptionally. I think you did that.
Oh, thank you. And then I've been in it ever since.
So how has your company grown as of now? What are you doing now?
One of the things I've learned, particularly when you're in broadcasting, you quickly have to figure out how are you going to be the captain of your own soul? How are you going to be the master of your gigs? How are you going to reinvent yourself and evolve as things change? And so I set out that I would never be dependent on one thing ever again.
Hello.
And that's what I did. So I looked at my talent. So I'm doing more speaking, more performing. I'm creating these opportunities because they're not there. The truth is the life we truly want does not exist.
Wow.
I know that's provocative.
Yes.
And you go, Monica, what are you talking about? We're going to have to find a way to create it.
Thank you.
The life we want does not exist. We've been sold a bill of goods.
Thank you.
We have to go out there and make it happen and be brave enough and accepting enough that it's going to look all kinds of different ways. One season you might have 20 things. One season you might have 2 things. One season you might have 15 things. It just depends.
It just depends.
Yes.
And I love and this is a perfect segue into this because one of your focuses is fear on trial.
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of background of exactly what is fear on trial?
Remember, I wanted to be an actress, and I was whining and crying about not being on stage anywhere. And so God said to me, you know what, Monica, I'm sick of your whining. And it was that feeling that you have, that quiet moment.
Yes.
And he said, if you want
that
to
intuition, that like gut feeling, the one that a lot of us ignore every now and then?
Yes.
You
that
followed
quiet, still intuition said, if you want to act, go act. I'm tired of you complaining about this. So when I said, okay, I'm going to act, and then all these characters and thoughts started to come to me about what would a dreamer look like? What would be her scenario or his scenario? So I started thinking about fear and what would fear look like and sound like? I said, would it be a dragon breathing fire? Would it be a monster? Ooh. And I decided that it was nothing more than a whisper. That all of these things that we're listening to from fear and not of God are whispers that tell us, oh, Eileen, you have no business being on the radio. You've never really gone to school, you know. Or the whispers that say, start your own business. No one in your family has done that. Actually want a life where you get married first, work on your career, and have children.
Right.
No one's ever done that. So that's how I created that. And I said, okay, I'll write the whisper, but what if we could find fear, arrest fear, and put fear on trial for stealing the hopes and dreams of mankind?
Because that's what fear does. And fear is a lie. It's an illusion. It's something we create in our minds. It can be overcome. You have to feel the fear and do it anyway.
Absolutely.
And generally, once you walk through that doorway, you're like, that's all it was?
That's all it was. And that's what I was listening to, that?
For 5, 10, 15 years?
For a lifetime?
Right.
And all I have to do is stop listening and saying, I hear you, but I'm ignoring you. You know, maybe you're trying to be helpful but you're not.
Right. Somebody told me something the other day. They were like, I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other when I retire. What if you never make it to that day?
That happens so much in life. You know, we have family members who said, okay, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to do this, I'm going to just stomach all this abuse or this stress, and then I'll get to the place where I can travel with my family. But how often do we hear stories and know stories of someone who gets Alzheimer's and never gets to travel?
Never
or gets sick and dies, and it never, ever happens. We can putting it off.
And they've been held by fear for a lifetime.
Absolutely.
So exactly with fear on trial, what exactly happens to fear during the trial, literally?
Fear has to stand trial. So fear is presenting its closing arguments. Because fear is so arrogant.
Yes.
So
it's like your ego.
It's so out of control.
It tries to get you.
So fear won't even have a defense attorney. Fear says, I'm defending myself.
Arrogant, yes.
And so fear presents this closing argument. And during the scene, fear says that everyone's blaming it for all of the woes of mankind. But fear says, all I did was whisper these things to you, and you stopped working on your dreams. You decided that you weren't worth it. I go through a series of some of the whisperings, and he said, you want to know the secret of my existence? Do you want to know what keeps me alive century after century? And fear says, well, mankind, it's because of you. I can't do anything without your permission. I exist because of you. And then there's the verdict. And fear is found guilty and banished. But fear says, fools, you will never get rid of me. Never. Because that is the journey that we have with fear and the whisperings and the voice. That when we go ahead, okay, I'm big and bad now. I will not listen to fear. I will start my business. Then the first month, you don't get the invoice paid. The first time the client leaves, then you start saying, well, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I didn't do this. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe they were right. And fear is always trying to figure out and creep up and say, psst, psst, psst. Guess what? They don't like you.
Right.
Guess what? It'll never happen. And you have to constantly be on guard and battle against fear.
So if someone, I know that you do these, I don't want to say productions, but it kind of is, and y'all don't get to see her in the studio with her arms and being, I'm serious, look at Lee's going back and forth, but y'all don't get to see the production. I get to see the whole production. So I know people hire your
Pierre
principal to discuss this with their employees, because so many times our employees are stuck in fear. And to take your companies to the next levels, and this just isn't for large companies. Sometimes this is for those small businesses who want to move on to that medium-sized business or that medium-sized company that wants to become, conglomerate. But they're stuck on fear, like, I can't do it.